What's good, y'all? It's Jay, and today we're going to be talking about cardio for fat loss. So to start off, the reason we're talking about cardio is because cardio is a tool used in fitness to burn extra calories, okay? You try to burn extra calories so you can be in a caloric deficit. A caloric deficit is when you're burning more calories than you're consuming in a day, all right? So when you're consuming calories, you're eating food, you're taking in calories. Your body also naturally burns calories off throughout the day just to keep you alive. And then what adds on to your energy expenditure throughout the day is the physical activity that you do. And then that amount of calories would be your maintenance calories. So say if in total today you ate 2,500 calories, you would then have to burn more than 2,500 calories in order to lose fat, right? So if you ate 2,500 calories, you would then need to burn 2,550, right? That's just a small increase in calories burned over calories eaten, but it's like that, okay? So you gotta be in a caloric deficit. That's what a caloric deficit is. When you're doing weight training and resistance training and calisthenics and everything like that, your primary goal with all that is to build muscle. So you do burn calories when you're doing these things, but you won't burn as many calories as you do when you're doing things like cardio and elevating your heart rate even more and stuff like that. So that's why we're talking about cardio for this video, guys. So there's a few forms of cardio I would like to talk about. Not the exercises, but the way cardio can be brought about, the way people can do cardio. And 4 of them are steady state cardio, interval training, HIIT training, which is high intensity interval training, and circuit training, right? So when you're doing steady state cardio, you can most likely be doing it at either a low intensity or a moderate intensity. And steady state cardio is basically staying at the same pace for an extended period of time, not going up in intensity, not going down, not taking any breaks or anything like that. You're just staying in that same intensity. So if you're walking, if you're taking a walk somewhere, and you take a 30-minute walk somewhere, you take an hour walk somewhere, the entire time you're walking, that's steady state cardio. However, that's low intensity steady state cardio because walking isn't really an intense exercise for most of us, right? So if you want to do like more of a moderate intensity version of steady state cardio, you would jog, right? So say you were jogging at a certain pace that you knew you could keep for 30 minutes or so, or on the treadmill when people jog on the treadmill, stuff like that. You know you could keep that pace and you stay at that pace for 30 minutes straight. That's steady state cardio. So you don't change your pace or anything like that, and you just keep it going for that extended amount of time. Now, interval training is something I like to do if I'm jumping rope. So if I jump rope, say I jump rope for 30 seconds on, and then I take the 30 seconds rest, and then I jump rope for another 30 seconds. All right, so that's interval training. The reason I didn't really classify it with the high intensity interval training is because high intensity interval training is more geared towards going all out within that one set, right? So when I do my interval training, I go at a high intensity, but not like all out. I don't go to my max. So say there was 4 levels to cardio, and you had walking, you had jogging, you had running, and then an all-out sprint, right? We can run without sprinting to our maximum speeds, right? So say it was those 4 things, and I'm going at a level 3 out of 4. So I'm going at a level 3 out of 4 for those 30 seconds that I'm on, and then take the 30-second rest, and then go again, right? Instead of going level 4 out of 4, going my absolute hardest for those 30 seconds. The reason I go level 3 out of 4, which is hard but not all out max, is because I do try to keep some stuff reserved so I'm not killing myself and I'm not dying and don't need an even longer rest, because when you do go all out, you will need an even longer rest to redo the thing that you just did at super max intensity. All right, so that's what I do with interval training. And like I just explained, high intensity interval training is going all out. People do that. You can do it all out sprint for a certain amount of time, but for me, like say if I jump rope at my fastest speed, I could probably only do it for like 15 seconds before I slow down. Yeah, I could still keep going for maybe a few more seconds or whatever, but I would slow down. It would no longer be my maximum intensity. So that's what high intensity interval training is. Say if you took the same 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, you go for a higher intensity within that time frame. All right. So before I go on to circuit training, one thing I would like to explain between steady state cardio and interval training, high intensity interval training is, you can burn calories with any one of these methods, right? Like, I would lean more towards interval for me, but say you can't, sprint that much, or you have certain things where your knees bother you, things like that. You could do steady state cardio. You could take very long walks. The only difference is when you do stuff like steady state cardio, especially like low intensity steady state cardio, you would have to do it for a longer time if you want to burn the same amount of calories as you do with the more intense version of things. So the more intense version of things, you're gonna be doing it for a less amount of time. So if you do want to save time, go ahead and try the interval training or the high intensity interval training. But if time's not really a thing to you, you could take long walks for an hour and a half, 2 hours, just go on long walks. Or you could just walk the majority of places instead of taking a car or anything like that, or a bus or a train. You just walk places. But you do burn a lot of calories doing any one of these methods. You just have to do it longer if you're doing it at a lower intensity, okay? So the last form of cardio training that I said was circuit training. And circuit training is actually what I'm doing right now. I do intervals when I'm in a certain phase or whatever. If I have the chance to jump rope, I haven't been able to jump rope recently because I'm doing indoor workouts. So I've been doing circuit training, right? I just went into it. You've seen it in my last video. Circuit training is just like my last video. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. So basically what it is you jump from one exercise to the next, right? With very minimal rest periods. So in my video, I had my workout set up. I did an exercise for 30 seconds. I rested for 30 seconds. Then I did the next exercise. And these are doing resistance training workouts, okay? So I'm doing push-ups, pull-ups, dips, squats or jumping squats or whatever, right? These are all resistance training. And you could do these with weights too. If you were a person that was interested in weights, it would be the same thing. If you went from a bench press to a deadlift to whatever, just going so on and so forth. If you take a very limited rest in between exercises and you just jump from one exercise to the next, that's circuit training, right? Now there are ways you can make circuit training more cardio based. Now it's already cardio based because you're jumping from one exercise to the next and you're taking very minimal rest. Your heart rate does go up just because you're not stopping that much and you just kind of keep going, right? You're building endurance, you're building cardiovascular endurance as well. So you kind of keep going and your heart rate goes up. But say you only did that with your upper body. Say you only pick upper body exercises and you just did, like I said, push-ups, pull-ups, dips, and then maybe doing some pike push-ups, whatever. That's 4 exercises, all upper body. The way you could include more of a cardiovascular effect, increase your heart rate more, and more of a caloric burn is to make sure you include legs in there. Your legs will raise your heart rate a little more because your legs are the biggest muscles in your body, right? So your legs are bigger than everything else, so it requires more blood flow there and more blood to pump there, and it's just more taxing. If you think about it, all cardio that you do is really leg based for the most part. A lot of things you do cardio wise is leg based. If you automatically think of running, what you run with? Your legs, right? If you think of jogging, you jog with your legs. Walking, it's the same thing. They're all within the same category. If you jump a rope, you staying on your legs, right? You're just hopping on your calves the whole time. So legs is really what involves your heart the most in terms of body parts to when you're building muscle and stuff like that. So say you made a circuit, you could do squats, then the pull-ups, then the push-ups, and throwing abs in there, and then you gotta redo that circuit all over again. Your legs is gonna have you just have your heart rate up a little more. And what you could do is you can increase the frequency in which legs are in there. So see right there, I said legs, upper body, right? Because it was push-ups, pull-ups, and it was abs. What if you changed it up even more and you wanted more of a cardiovascular benefit? So now you're doing legs, upper body, legs, upper body, legs, upper body. Now with that increased frequency, you still did 3 versions of upper body, but now instead of doing 1 version of legs with those 3, it's 3 versions of legs and 3 versions of upper body, which would increase your heart rate even more. It could be just squats, lunges, and glute raises, right? Or glute bridges, whatever, right? So if you're doing those things, you're involving your legs more, you're getting more of a cardiovascular benefit, you're feeling it more, your heart rate's up even higher. Now to take it a step further, you do plyometrics with your legs, which is what I did in my video. You could do jump squats, jumping lunges, jump rope. I would love to be jumping rope right now. You do jump rope, you know, and you could do it in the method like I said. The first one where it was like, oh, one leg thing in the front, and then the 3 straight upper body parts. Or like I said, if you want a maximum cardiovascular benefit, then you do legs, then upper body, then legs, then upper body, then legs, then upper body. You do that, you're gonna get the maximum benefit. You're gonna feel it. You're gonna burn calories, and you will lose fat. All right, guys. So lastly, I'm gonna give you guys a short list of exercises for cardio that I have compiled. That's body weight only. Okay, so it's no machines. So you could do jump rope, you could do walking, you could do jogging, you could do running, high knees, burpees, squat jumps, jumping lunges, tuck jumps, which is the same as a squat jump, but you bring your knees up to your chest at the top. And you can do mountain climbers. Okay, guys? You could take any one of these forms of cardio. They're all body weight. Increase your heart rate, get your caloric burn going. Make sure you use any one of the earlier methods I said to do whatever form of cardio you want, whether it be steady state, interval, high intensity interval training, circuit training. Do one of the 4. You're gonna burn calories. You're gonna lose fat. All right. So if you did enjoy the video, please make sure you hit the like button, you comment, and you subscribe. And I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one.